Hello everyone, I'm Vanessa from So Lulu Rask. Welcome to my channel if it's your first time here, and if you've been before, thanks for popping back. It means the world to me. Just a little chat, maybe a bigger than a little chat today on what I've been up to, what I've been sewing and what I've got in the pipeline. Some things I can reveal, some things are still working away in the background, but let's just dive straight in. So what have I got on first? Because I am painfully aware that I always forget to say what I'm wearing. It is very cold again here in Lancashire, in the northwest of England. It's down to 2 degrees. Even though it is a beautiful, or it has been a beautiful day with blue skies and sunshine, it is, as the saying goes, Baltic. So today I have got on one of my Drew sweatshirts. If I push my chair back a little bit, give you a better peek. So this one is made out of a velour sweatshirting with absolutely odds and sods remnants of cuffing. That's just the same as the back, so that's actually not stretchy at all. It's a very cropped version. On the bottom I've got a pair of plateau joggers in exactly the same velour jersey, and this is a very old Zoe tank made from, I think it's a meat milk fabric, viscose stretch jersey fabric that was part of a kit from Guthrie and Ghani. If I remember, I will put a full body photo of the whole thing together. It's just super cozy. As I say, I've been out dog walking, I have been moving lengths of wood for decking. We're doing up our back garden. We've just moved in November of last year to this, our as we call it, our final resting place, because we do not intend to move again. The amount of times we've moved is too stressful. Unfortunately, the back garden is a mess. It has very poor drainage and was literally just a mud bath when we bought it, but we could see past that. So my husband has been digging it all up, putting drainage in. We're going to put a bit of decking out from the back kitchen. So that all arrived today while I was out with the dogs. And because David's on night shifts, so he really doesn't have time over the next few days to move it. I spent the hours this morning moving it from the front through to the back so it's nice and secure and out of the way, and we can get the cars parked in. So I won't be getting much sewing done today because my hands are incredibly sore. I call them manky hands. I've got arthritis in my fingers, so if I do anything that's heavy where I'm gripping it a lot, unfortunately my hands do take a bit of a battering. That's okay. The wood's moved, so that's fine. The place looks normal out the front again. But that's okay. We're here and we're going to talk sewing. It isn't always about what you get sewn. So what did I get up to first? Well, I was quite tired at the beginning of the week, but I wanted to be in my room, and sometimes I just love being in this space. It is just such a therapeutic space for me. So I came in and I had a look around and I thought, what can I do? And although it's not messy, I like to keep everything organised so I know where everything is. There was a few bits and pieces just out of place. I had patterns that had come in or that I had printed off that I haven't put away, bits and pieces that needed to be uploaded onto Stash Hub. So I set about, I climbed underneath my sewing desk here. As I've shown you before on a previous vlog where I showed you around my sewing room, I've got Kallax units at the side and a desk with my machines on. I sat underneath, pulled all of my pattern bags out from underneath the Kallax units, checking which ones I had uploaded to Stash Hub, which ones I hadn't, put all of those in. Any fabrics that I'd just thrown into the Kallax unit and hadn't listed, got them out, put them onto Stash Hub as well, and just had a little bit of a rearrange. And whilst I was there, I found a few bags. If I show you, I know these are very common in the community. These are just an Amazon favourite. I think it's an A3 size. They're like reinforced plastic of some kind with a zip. Project bags. So once I've got like a pattern, either fabric and a pattern that I know I'm going to make up together, I'll put them together and I'll log that in Stash Hub as a project to be done. Sometimes I will cut it out and have it there ready for when I'm popping it all together, which has just reminded me, I'm going to pop you on pause because I've just remembered something. Just as I started saying that, I remembered something that I had sewn this week. I knew I'd done some sewing, but I just could not remember what it was. But I've got it. I found one of those said envelopes that had been moved from pillar to post for probably in the regions of about the last 2 to 3 years. I had a top cut out and all the notions in the bag with it ready to get sewn up, but every time I looked at it, I just didn't feel it. And I don't call that a work in progress, it's a pre-prep. But you know what, I pulled that out and I stitched it. It only took me like an hour and a half, 2 hours to get it sewn. Sewed that up as well. Went through a little bit of the scrapped drawer, pulled out some scrap jersey and did a bit of that as well. So for the first couple of days, it was just rummaging around and just getting a bit more of a plan in place. As I said at the beginning of the year, my Sojo went and I wasn't feeling it, but with the help of quite a lot of people out there in sewing land, I'm back on track. So I'm getting a little bit more organised, a little bit more planned on what I'm going to be doing. So the first thing that I did after rearranging my space was made up this. This is the Phoenix blouse, and I'm gonna say Hey June patterns, but I will check that and I will write it along the bottom. I have now, including this one, 3 of them. This is a beautiful, if I bring this up closer, you can see the bottom. It's a beautiful border broderie anglaise double gauze in this gorgeous terracotta colour. If I can, I'll take a picture of me wearing it because it's coming out quite reddish there, to let you see the whole effect. I originally received this as in the white option as a kit from Guthrie and Garney for my birthday. It's got to be 2 years ago, it might be 3 years ago, from my bestie. She had it sent up to me and I made it up and it was beautiful. I loved it so much, I bought more of the navy fabric and made another one. I bought the terracotta fabric, which was also in the kit, just bought the fabric when they had it spare. And this has been wallowing in my stash, cut, ready to be sewn. So this has now been completed. I love this pattern. It's got, the only downside for me is the sleeve, which I absolutely love, but it's so wide I tend to get it caught on things and I end up with like little holes in it. But this is just a perfect throw on for me because it's nicely fitted here, but it flares out to the bottom, so it just skims all of those cuddly bits. And with it being double gauze, it is just a dream to wear. I also made the pattern has an option to make a sleeveless version, and in the past I've also made 2 versions of that, but they have long since bitten the dust. So that was the first thing that I made. Whilst I was in the scrap bin, I found some offcuts of jersey, and what I quite like to do if I've got enough or a big enough piece of jersey is just to make undies. Now, I have got to say this, and if you're out there and you understand and feel my pain, I often hear people saying, even, pattern companies, bloggers, whoever, saying, oh, great scrap busting idea. If you've got any jersey left over from a t-shirt, you can make some pants. Can I just say, when you're the shape and size of me, you need a little bit more than a scrap to make your smalls. Anyway, yeah, if you know, you know. However, having said that, I found a few pieces big enough. That sounds really bad. God, what am I like? I'm really down on myself, and I shouldn't be. So I cut out a couple of pair of pants. I'm going to show you them. They are hot off the sewing machine. But you know what? You come here to hear it like it is, and maybe, let you see what's available out there. So these are a really basic pair of white undies. Yeah, agreed. I'm going to say it's because they're really close to the camera, they look massive. These are the Ellie and Mac Frisky Pants. Now, I have tried various knicker patterns. The very first one I tried was the Stevie Nicks pattern. Gosh, now who's that by? I can't, is it Paper Theory, maybe? I will double check and pop that in. And they were adorable, really good bum coverage, but quite a low, I don't know what I'm going to call it, but almost like a low rise. So for me, because I've got a little bit of curvature between, you know, my belly button and everywhere else, I'm at that age, it has to be said, where I like my pants to be a little bit higher to keep it all in. There's nothing worse if you've got a bit of a rolly tummy and you put your undies on and everything starts rolling down. That's not good. So I've gone into something that I need a little bit more coverage. So I've tried the Acacia pants as well. Now they were really quite nice, I like them, but again, just not enough here. Then I found the Ellie and Mac pattern. This is a great pattern because there are so many variations. You can have what will probably end up looking like that, you know, like 3 different waist heights. This is, I think, the sort of like the middle one, but so obviously then there is, you know, higher again if you want, you know, really, you know, full coverage briefs. I like these because they've got a really good sensible bum coverage that kind of scoops out rather than in, because I am past needing to let my butt cheeks be shown. So yeah, these are really easy make. They've got a bit of a burrito method for the back of the gusset section, and to be honest now I tend not to revert back to the instructions, and I can't remember off the top of my head if they tell you to do this, but on the back, because it's all in white it's hard to tell, but on the back, this section of the gusset where you stitch it to the back would stay open. And I remember reading somewhere somebody once said, why do I need a pocket in my pants? Which is almost what that looks like. So all I do is run a little line of zigzag across the top there to stitch it down. Excuse me, just had a little coughing fit there. So yeah, so that's the Ellie and Mac Frisky Pants, and I've got another little set cut out, but with just a contrasting bit of fold over elastic that I had, and funnily enough, matching thread, which is rarity for me. The other ones that I've made that I like as a pattern are the Cashmerette Radcliffe undies. Again, I'll pop the name down and a picture of them. I'm actually wearing them today, which is why I'm not going to show you. But they have the option to put like little lace trims at the side. Mine are all just plain, but they can be, you know, decorated with a bit of lace if you want, and I'll try and get some pictures in there to let you see. Actually, just a little sneaky peek of what I finished over here as well. She will get her full final reveal next Friday, and you can see it in all its glory. That is the Davenport dress, which I've been doing in collaboration with Alison from Sew Like Dotty. And although that is absolutely not a dress that I would normally have gone for, it was one that Alison was wanting to sew, so I went, why not do something different? And do you know what, I absolutely love it. Part of me almost wishes I had a bit more fabric and I could have done long length sleeves, but I've just done little short ones for this because I was, you know, limited with the fabric. But anyway, stay tuned for next week and you'll see the full reveal of that. So what else can we chat about? Well, I have had a few deliveries, not too many, because I am trying to be very mindful of what I'm buying, what I'm bringing in, but I do also like to occasionally treat myself to a subscription box just to keep me fresh, because it's something that I might not choose to do myself, and I always find that I gain something from doing that. There'll be a technique that I've never seen before, or just giving me a garment that I would always steer away from, but because I hate wastage, I will do it, and I generally end up loving it. So I have done a separate unboxing vlog for this. We were requested not to reveal anything until, you know, we had the go ahead, because Jenny wanted everybody to receive her boxes because this is a first box for their company, and she wanted everybody to receive the boxes before we started giving spoilers. So I checked with her and she's like, yep, go for it. So I have done a separate unboxing vlog, which I did get a little bit excited, still very excited. But what I would do, if you don't want to see that, or you haven't seen it, or not interested in that, but I'll really just quickly show you what I have. So I'll just do it like this, and I will pop a picture in here. So this is the first subscription box by the So Confident team up in Glasgow. This is an excellent box. It was £65 delivered, but amazing value. In it you get all the fabric, all the notions, the printed PDF pattern. You also get, if I just quickly grab this, make sure, okay. So you also get a little leaflet, which gives you a bit of information on what's going on. But on the back, I'm not going to, you know, show you the back, because on the back is the QR code, which takes you to all the information and the details about the pattern, the instructions and everything else. There is a Facebook exclusive hub for everybody, and the big difference is at the end of the month that you receive the box in. So you get the box at the beginning of the month, so you have time to prep your fabric, cut it out and be ready, because at the end of the month there is a live virtual sew along led by Jenny, where she goes through the construction of the garment. This garment is for a shacket, and it's called the Seafoam shacket, and it is a So Confident exclusive pattern. And I have to tell you, it is gorgeous. I have seen shackets and I'm like, it's not really my thing, but this one has just enough little extra details to make it feminine, and it's a little less boxy and, you know, kind of utilitarian. And I just thought, yeah, you know what, love this. The main fabric is this absolutely gorgeous navy jumbo cord. It has wash to dream. This hasn't been ironed, and as you can see, it is absolutely perfect. It's not going to need it. A lot of people have said in the group that it creates a lot of fluff. I will agree with that. I did overlock it, as I always do with all of my fabrics. I overlock them before I put them into the washing machine. Mainly just to stop the threads. If it's a woven fabric, if you throw it into the washing machine, it's going to start unraveling, and yeah, it just gets messy, gets caught up in your machine, and you lose some of your fabric. So I always overlock before I wash. Because it's got a pile, yeah, there's always going to be some shedding of that first time round. But as I'm handling it, nothing's coming off. So yeah, I imagine sewing it up, it's going to create a bit of fluff, use my overlocker. But once it's constructed, I can't see that going to be a problem. We also got a piece of Liberty fabric. And what I have since found out is this was almost like random what you got. We didn't all get the same Liberty fabric. This is for detailing, so I'm going to suggest probably the pockets. I believe for the ties, there are ties on this jacket around the wrist, and I believe that that's an option to use this. So there's about 1/2 meter of Liberty fabric, and do you know what, I don't really think you could give me a Liberty fabric that I don't appreciate. Absolutely love that. And there's obviously going to be plenty left over that I can use for something else. So that was my first little delivery. The second delivery that I received, I was a very naughty girl. I haven't done this for quite a long time. I'm a huge fan of Guthrie and Ghani. If you are new to the sewing world, or if you live abroad and perhaps don't know, Guthrie Ghani is a beautiful sewing shop in Birmingham, and sorry about that, I had a total brain block. We have a show over here, if you're abroad, we have a show over here called Great British Sewing Bee, and Lauren was on the very first Sewing Bee 10 years ago, I want to say. Actually, no, it's not. It's going to be 11, possibly even 12 years ago now. And since being on the show, she has set up her own business in Birmingham, say this gorgeous fabric haberdashery shop, and she has, part of that is what she calls the Sewing Society, and every month, except over Christmas, New Year, every month, beginning of the first Wednesday of every month, she releases a kit, fully curated kit with pattern, fabric, notions, and a link for the instructions. Well, this month's was the first box of this year, and you don't know what it's going to be until it's released, but you get to see it before you buy it, so you know what you're getting. And it was one of them was a fitness outfit. Now, I am having a few issues with mobility, aches and pains, whether it's menopause, whether it's something else. They can't decide. They said it could be either or, it could be a combination of both. But the same conclusion is whatever is causing my issues, I'm going to have to learn to manage it and deal with it as best as I can. Part of that is to find a form of exercise that keeps me moving but doesn't create too much stress on my body that creates more pain. But I'm somebody who likes to kind of get into the feel of it. And when I saw this, I was like, do you know what? I'm going to buy this kit. I'm going to make myself a new fitness outfit and get myself motivated to get there and get moving. I will put a picture here of what it will look like, but what I can do is show you the fabrics. I mean, who could not fall in love with this? So there's two fabrics, which, as you can see, coordinate beautifully together. It's classed as a yoga fabric, and it is so soft. It's not particularly shiny. It'll probably be picking up a sheen. It's not particularly shiny, but the main thing is it doesn't go white when it stretches. It feels really quite firm and substantial. And the pattern that this came with is the Sew Liberated limestone leggings and tank set. There are options in the pattern for shorts, capri length, full length. They have a pocket down the side so you can pop your phone in. The top itself is cropped, which is absolutely not going to be happening anytime soon near my body. But Lauren gives you, as well as the kit, you get a download video with Lauren taking you through constructing the garments, and she also gives you a tip on how to extend the body of the crop to make it into full length. But I'm just going to give you a little bit of a close look. Is that not just the most gorgeous? So this would be the main of the top and the coordinating panel in the leggings, and like the most of the leg in the front and the back will be in the purple. There's an option as well to do a little bit of ribbing around the top coordinating. But yeah, that was my second little treat. The other arrival isn't as full on as that, but is actually a printout. Now, you've heard me talking about Cashmere Club, and I promise there is a vlog coming sometime soon where I'm going to do a full review and in depth of why I chose this and what I like about it. But this is the Cashmere Club Vinton Pants pattern, which is this month's free club pattern. And this is the fabric I'm hoping to pair it up with. I haven't fully read the pattern yet to know if this is suitable, but this is from Rainbow Fabrics, and this is their I think it was called animal blur fade animal print. But it's just like a really nice heavyweight denim, which I thought would be quite nice to pair with that pattern. That is the plan. On this side, my pattern is I've actually got the pattern already cut out, ready to go. I shall pop that over the side there with this fabric. And this is going to be cut out on Sunday. And that is the sagebrush top from the Friday Pattern Company, which is a collaboration that I'm doing with Jeanette over on Instagram. So that will get started. We're getting together on Sunday evening and we're doing just a little bit of virtual sewing together in our sewing rooms on Sunday evening, and probably we'll get that finished because I don't envisage that's going to take too long at all to put together. Another couple of things that I've got here which are in my plans. Now this is a pattern that I've seen quite a few people make and I just quite fancy it. The Friday Pattern Company Westcliff dress. Now I got this at Sewing Social on the swaps table, and I couldn't believe it when I found it there. When I got into it though, it has actually been cut to a much smaller size than I require. However, the bodice section, if I'm remembering rightly, the bodice section still has my size range intact. So all I would need to do is work out how much I need to extend the skirt sections by. And I know quite a few people who have made this who may still have the pattern, so I might just give them a message saying how wide should that be. But I'm going to give that a bash at some point. And the last thing, hopefully within the next month or so, that I want to do clothing wise is again a cashmerette. And there'll be a reason why I've got quite a lot of cashmerette patterns. That will become clear on the next vlog. This is the Swanton blouse. I shall pop a little picture of that in there as well. And this is the fabric that I am hoping to pair up with that, because I think that would look quite nice. This is a Liberty fabric. This is the Hera fabric. And this was part of my Christmas present from my gorgeous daughter-in-law, stepdaughter Lauren. Usually when it comes to birthdays and Christmas and everybody says, what do you want? It's always sewing related. This year I said to them all, I'm going to surprise you, nothing sewing related, so don't worry. Well, she totally ignored me. She spends quite a lot of time working in London. She knows what I like, where I like. So she popped herself down to Liberty's, had a chat with the lovely ladies there saying, please help me find a fabric for my stepmom for Christmas. And this is what she chose. And it is truly delightful. I've got 2 meters of it, and that should be enough to do the Swanton blouse. So that is my, what I've done. Actually, when I see the absolute chaos around me as I put everything back, there has actually been quite a lot going on. Yeah, so I better get knuckled down and cutting some things out and getting sewing again. So yeah, hope you enjoyed seeing what I have got coming up. Hope you are managing to get some sewing done yourselves. Hope you're not too cold wherever you are. Please, if you've enjoyed watching my video, drop me a thumbs up. If there's anything that you'd like to say, or if there's any questions that you've got or something you can suggest that you'd like to see, please feel free to leave a comment. I'm only small, so I can still reply to everybody's comment personally. If you can subscribe, it would be even nicer, just so I know that people are out there watching. And just finally, before I go, I would like to say a big thank you to Karen. You know who you are. Excuse me. Karen sent me a lovely message on Instagram today, and it's funny because we all watch the sewing vloggers and you hear them saying, oh, thank you so much, it means the world, blah blah blah. But actually I was sat in the doctor's surgery in the waiting room, and I was just scrolling up and this message came through and I read it, and yeah, it made me smile. And for somebody to take the time to say what she did, to show support and encouragement, honestly, because you know what, I am no different to any of you. I'm just sat here in my sewing room, and I just thought, you know what, I want to share. Sometimes people maybe don't get represented. You know, I'm 55, I got lumps and bumps, I've got a big bum, I've got floppy bits. We maybe don't see ourselves reflected as much out there with the patterns that are coming up. So I thought, you know what, if you're struggling as well, maybe if I've done it, or you know, you can come by and chat with me, feel like you're not alone. But anyway, it was very kind of you to message me, and yeah, it meant a lot, so thank you. And thank to all of you for taking the time to watch me. I know we're all busy and there are so many vloggers who have got a lot more followers than me, but you know what, we all start somewhere. You don't wake up with 5,000 followers overnight. So every time I see that little one more, my poor husband, bless him, he needs a medal, because at 11 o'clock at night he'll be getting poked going, oh my god, I've got 50 followers. So yeah, please know that when you do follow and you do like a vlogger, they do react, because we are just like you, normal people sewing, and it really does mean the world to us when you know, acknowledge and say, yeah, you know what, I like that. So yeah, anyway, waffling gone. Stay tuned for exciting reveals as I get them sewn up, and let's see how my plans go. And hopefully next week I might, oh no, it's only the 21st next week. I'll keep that one till the week after then. Take care everybody, look after yourselves, enjoy your sewing. Bye for now.